Okay, so I'm here with my two good friends, Brittany Morris, Tracy Schlafer. I'm part of our house church, and so I get to see these two lovely ladies every Sunday. And you guys have been a CO2 together. So CO2 stands for Church of Two. So could you explain for our viewers what is a Church of Two? How do you understand that? And what do you guys do? How long have you been doing it, and what exactly do you do? Who's first?
I'll share about the Church of Two part. Well, how I experience it is that it's a place for two people to come together, connect, and sort of experience the heart of God is how I've experienced it. And
How long have the two of you been doing a CO2?
Since the end of January, so that would be like 11 months?
10, 11 months, yeah. Okay. It's almost a year. And again, our idea is that this is church. It's the smallest expression of church, but it's sort of the basic building block for everything else. So how do you explain Tracy's CO2? How would you articulate that?
You know, the way that we have done it, and I know that it would look different for everybody, but we also spend a lot of time sharing, and we meet every day. We meet every day by email, and then a couple of times a week, or no, I guess once a week, we talk on the phone or try to get together separate from house church.
Okay.
So, and we really share where each of us is, and then listen for each other.
Okay.
And send that back and forth, and then sometimes the second email will go back and forth as well.
So part of it is sharing where you are, sort of the checking in. Do you do sachet or something like that, or how do you do that?
We do sort of a more elaborate form of sachet.
Those 6 words aren't enough for you guys, huh?
Both of
Right?
us have fairly elaborate emotional word vocabularies, and so we sachet times to the 10th power probably, and then really talk about sort of the practical parts of where we are, and then listen for each other.
Talk about listening for each other. How do you do that? What is that?
well, we listen to God. Like when I'm listening for Tracy, lately we've been practicing, well, probably for a long time, because she's an early riser, and then by the time I get up, I've already gotten her email. So I will have spent time with God and just sort of said, God, what do you want to say to Tracy today?
Yeah.
And, I'll just write down what I think I hear, and then I'll check in, and it's amazing because it seems like we just hear really well for each other, and it's usually like spot on, even when we don't know where the other person is that day.
Yeah. So words of encouragement, your sense of what the Lord wants to say to the other person.
And even like Tracy, I've been so appreciative lately, sort of that visionary, like this is what God's doing in your life, this is what He's growing, and sort of holding on to that hope. So yeah, prophetic things like that, sort of future things has been, along with the daily encouragement.
So I'd like you guys to share a little bit about what this has meant in your lives, each of you. How has this been helpful to you? What difference has it made to have a CO2 partner?
Oh, that's easy. This has been amazing for me. We were totally set up on a CO2 blind date. We did not know each other at all, but we do very similar kinds of work, and kind of didn't know that going in either. And so there's a lot that Brittany came with about understanding the work that I do, but it has been wonderful for me to have input every day, and I just feel so supported and encouraged in growing and challenged to do things differently. It's been wonderful for me.
That's great. I'm thinking about that. I think it's Hebrews 3:13. Encourage one another daily. Seems to imply that as Christians we need that kind of daily input. So you really experienced that with Brittany. Yeah. What would you say, Britt?
I'd say, and with that, having someone, there's the phrase "bear witness" comes to mind. Man, I'm not alone, and it's interesting because Tim and I connect daily as well, and to have, we just share something special, and so that it's just, I feel like I experience more of God and more of life. Like it just seems richer and somehow being known, and that when I wake up, I've got this wonderful rhythm, hanging out with God and then checking in with Tracy, and it really has sort of that. It has helped me grow on a very daily basis.
Yeah,
So,
great.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing CO2s really literally multiply around the world. So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of CO2s that are now functioning. And what we say is this is the basic building block of every larger expression of church. So house church becomes so much more powerful, I think, because we have a number of CO2s within just our little house church. So you guys are a great example of that. So thanks for sharing.
Mm-hmm.